Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is KPZ, you're here on the home of the Slightly Above Average Ship Review. Is it just me, or does that look like a bat humping a snake? Alright, we're on Hotspot in a domination match. I am using the legendary Japanese Tier 7 carrier Shokaku in its Great Gorgon guise. Yes, I'm using a guise. And we are squaring off against the enemy team in this domination match. The enemy carrier is also a Shokaku. So Japanese carriers, if you're not familiar, as we look at the teams, top tier, and just a couple of destroyers. The Japanese carriers specialize in torpedo damage. That's their strong point. I got my bat airplanes taken off. We are going to have, for us, a monster game in this carrier, and we're going to end up with a monster Krakenfail at the end. All right, spotting the enemy cruiser. I think that is a show something or other, but we are going to do a torp run here on this battleship, and our planes did get shot down, so we only get our torps off, but we get lucky and two of them hit, including a flood. So if you didn't watch my other video, basically the fuel consumable, which you can see, which runs while your airplanes are in flight, mean that you have to move your carrier closer to the action. So we're going to get about right here where my flight is right now. That's where my carrier is going to autopilot to a stop behind this big island, and that's going to let us engage most of the enemy ships without fear of reprisal. All right, moving in. Colorado, that's who we struck before with our torpedoes. We have got HE bombers going on right now. Here is the enemy cruiser. What's the name of the cruiser? We spot the destroyer as well. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going for the cruiser. We're going to get that circle lined up. And remember, if you can't line it up correctly, at least line up the first half of the circle. And we get 3 bomb hits and set a fire. And we're going to wheel around. Look at this AA. I think they made the AA outwardly more visible. I'm not saying it's more effective, but it's more visible. Here we're moving in, and we're going to drop again. And another 2 bomb hits and another fire. All right, back off the flight deck with another set of torpedo bombers. I'm sorry, this just looks insanely stupid. All right. We are going to try to wheel around the island and torp at the cruiser from the side. As you can see, he's maneuvered his position, so we aren't going to get that perpendicular angle I was hoping for. So we're just going to go for it here anyway, because why not? And I missed the name of the cruiser because I'm dumb. I was paying attention to other stuff. But we're letting that get drawn in as tightly as we can. And when they turn away, just launch to where you think you have the best chance of hitting. And then we're going to do a chain attack and go after the Colorado. We do get a torpedo strike and a flood initiated on the cruiser. Moving in on the Colorado. And we're going to launch at the Colorado. We still even had a little bit of gas left there. But we're getting close to the end, so I went back to the carrier. I think here in a minute, there we are, another torpedo strike and another flood going, and that one is going to go on the Colorado. Back in our HE bombers, I mean, I just don't see any reduction in the plane refresh whatsoever. I could just throw wave after wave of airplanes at the enemy ships. We're going to drop on the destroyer, and it kind of messed that up a little bit. So unfortunately for me, we made big splashy all around the place, but did not get a hit on the destroyer. Moving in on the Colorado, not a lot of help left. We are going to really make sure these bombs strike. Going to zoom in our green circle, lead them a little bit, just enough. And there is another 5 bomb hits and 3 fires on the Colorado. So he is having a bad day. Getting our one plane back around. We are moving in. He is still ticking. And so even though our airplane, I think, gets shot down right here, we still do get the kill. We burned him down. For our first kill, and we're over 50,000 damage. Taking a look at the scoreboard, we have about 100, maybe 150 point lead now, maybe a little more than that. We have 5 ships remaining. The enemy has 4 ships remaining. We have 2 cap circles, and they have just 1. So our team has put ourselves in a pretty good position to win this match. All right, moving in on another battleship. This is a Kansas who went right up the middle, and we are going to start our first drop here with our bat planes, and we're going to let that get all tightened up here as we enter the flak cloud and get a drop off there. As you can see, we got plenty of fuel left because he was relatively close to us. 3 torpedo strikes and a flood wheeling around. I think we can get one more good sortie off here, one more good run, and we're going to let that close up as well. You got to give yourself the time to let your aim close up and tighten up for accuracy. And right as the time is about to run out, we drop. We will watch those move in on the Kansas, and we take the Kansas out with a couple more torpedo strikes. Kill number 2. All right, all of our torpedo planes back in the air. The last sortie is out. We're tied 3-3 with the enemy team. We have about 150 point lead. The cap circles haven't changed. That's why we have the lead, because we captured Bravo and basically haven't surrendered it. It looks like the enemy cruiser was last spotted in the upper upper right hand corner of the map behind that island. I'm presuming that he's coming around there and coming for the cap circle, but for right now I have to go help my teammate engage La Foudre, and my teammate has almost no health left, and as you can see, just getting here is using all of my fuel, so I'm going to have time for one torpedo run on this ship as he kills my teammate. Alright, so we're going to let it tighten up here as my fuel is running out, and we are going to get the drop away. So I think basically what this shows is that as long as you start your attack run before your fuel runs out, you'll be able to complete the attack run. 3 more torpedo strikes, kill number 3 here in the Shokaku. It is now 2-2, and now I have to rely on a teammate that I don't exactly know what they have been doing all match, and that is that battleship near the Delta Cap. So I originally set my autopilot thinking I was going to have to go over to Charlie and fight La Foudre more, and I didn't expect to kill him on the first drop. So we've got the enemy carrier left, and we've got this cruiser that we've been fighting with since the beginning of the match. We're going to move in and try to drop. Lined up pretty well until the last second. We get our drop away, Shamanto, and again we totally miss because he threaded the needle at the right angle there in our drop window. So we're going to wheel around. I'm going to hit my invulnerability, which is going to allow me to kind of move in like uncontested. And we're going to move in here and get our drop circle lined up. And our time to drop is running out, but we drop, and at the last second we get 4 bomb hits and set another fire. So here I'm altering because I don't want to be seen by the enemy ship. I want to remain concealed, and I'm hoping that me driving by the friendly battleship will wake him up. By the way, we're over 100,000 damage here in this match, and I think pretty safely to say that that's probably my max damage game in Shokaku that I can recall. Alright, moving in. He has entered the Bravo cap, so basically we've got to hit him to reset the cap. And I'm presuming the carrier has moved in to support him. Really good lineup here. And we're going to drop. And we did get a cap reset, even though he managed to swerve a little bit and avoid most of our bombs. Moving back in, again, just trying to keep him spotted. And I'm like, why isn't my teammate shooting at this guy? It's a cruiser. He probably has really skinny, thin armor. Just crush him. Again, the angle drop, and we do get another cap reset. Actually, 2 cap reset flags with just 1 bomb. Alright, I thought about going back in with this one plane, but I think it's just going to get shot down. So that is not useful. Back to the ship. We've got plenty of torpedo planes. So we're going to launch a sortie. And it looks like the enemy, the friendly ship, pardon me, which I think is a Vladivostok, is starting to move forward. He is under attack by the carrier, and he's taking some damage. So I tell him, hey, I'm going to help you, and let me drop a fighter plane right there to keep the skies clear for him for a little while. And again, the enemy ship is about to cap the base here, so I'm just trying to get a reset. And he's kind of at an angle where I can't do a good torpedo drop. So I've got to circle around here as he captures the base. We're going to do an angle drop here, which isn't great, but it's better than nothing. And as you can see, the carrier moved in to support him just outside the cap circle. So kind of a weird drop there, but we do get another torpedo strike. We're up to 110,000 damage. Wheeling around, it looks like we were shot down air to air right there, probably by carrier planes. So we've got to launch another sortie here. As you can see, my torpedo planes are already back to 12, and our HE bombs, I think, went from maybe 12 to 17 in the time it took me to do that. So the recharge of airplanes is actually so powerful now. I don't really know if you need to worry about it unless you're getting utterly destroyed right away out of the sky. Alright, moving back into the Bravo Cap. Shimanto doesn't have a lot of health left. We've got HE bombs. I think all I need to do is put the biscuit in the basket here. We're moving in, we're zooming in, we're going to get really close to the water. Don't care about penetration. I just want hits. And there is kill number 4 on Shimanto. Alright, it's official. We are going for a Krakenfail. Shokaku versus enemy Shokaku. My teammate is still out there, but he is going to be victimized. The Vladivostok, very vulnerable from the air. Maybe I could have done a little bit more to help him. I don't know. But I'm not really sure he got invested in this match until the end of it. So I don't really feel too bad either way about what happens to him. Alright, I think I'm going to go over him and drop some airplanes, I think. But I know that the carrier is at a weird angle, so I'm going to have to circle, so I'm not dropping airplanes. I'm going to have to circle around to get a good drop angle on the Shokaku. And here I just decide some drop angle is better than no drop angle. And I'm just trying to force him back out of the cap. And so we're going to line it up. And if you don't think you can get a good drop angle, anything like this, where you can get at least one torpedo aimed directly at the ship, is better than nothing. So we did that. We're going to go out really far. And again, his AA consumable took me out there. So I didn't have a chance to wheel around and get a second run there. All right, already back up to 18 HE bombs on deck. We are doing another full sortie of torpedo bombers, because that is our best attack method here. As you can see, Vladivostok doesn't have a lot of health left. I am going to try to move in and drop a plane for him, but I just don't think it's going to matter. I think he's going to burn down before I can get there. All right, and there he goes. He actually got killed by a torpedo. So it's 1v1, Shimanto versus Shimanto, and we are going for the Kraken. Just over a minute left. We're going to turn. And we're going to get a really good drop here, folks. As the clock goes to orange, we're going to let that tighten up. He doesn't appear to be moving either way in the water. We're going to give him a little bit of a bias forwards. And as you can see, his fighter planes are out and take me out. We do get all 3 torpedo strikes on target, up to 129,000 damage. Unfortunately for me, no flood. I needed a flood there. We're going to launch our own fighter planes to defend our ship. And we got HE bombers going on here, so again, not ideal. He just damaged me the first time. I should have put torpedo planes in the air, but it is what it is. Time is counting down. We hit our invulnerability. We move in. We're going to hit our drop. There's no way we can kill him. But we do unlock the high caliber medal as the match comes to a close. All right, so here we are on the victory screen. High caliber medal, 133,744 total damage, 16 torpedo strikes, 22 bomb hits. We shot down 13 airplanes with our AA. We shot down 8 airplanes in air-to-air combat, 4 cap defended flags, and 4 big kills, just coming up short with the Krakenfail. 421,919 silver, over 6,400 ship XP, over 6,800 commander XP in the monster version of Shokaku, aka the Great Gorgon. If you love Halloween, just hit that like button. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe down below. Love to hear what you think. Here we are at the top of the board. 1 medal, 4 big kills, 2827 base XP. The La Foudre was on his way to a Kraken when we took him out, so that's something I can pat myself on the back for. The enemy Shokaku, not very impressive, sir. But anyway, the carriers are OP. It is what it is. Make hay while you can. And then hopefully it gets corrected further down the line. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you next week.